Hello, greetings. Whoa,
Hey guys.
sorry about that. Forgot to mute my desktop. Greetings, everyone. Hope you're having a nice Saturday evening. That's today still right, Saturday or Sunday morning or whatever it might be, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us. The length of this, I am unaware of. Hello, greetings. Miles, greetings. The length of this is unknown. I can't imagine I'm going to go very long with this, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So there's been a person I had a message back. I'm sort of on Facebook, but not really. I'm kind of there. Messenger, I'm there, but that's about it. I haven't posted anything. I'll post on there eventually. I haven't felt like it. So, question on Facebook. I mentioned this yesterday, but I'll go into it again a little bit more in depth. Yeah, yesterday I was really worn out. Of course, I forgot his. What is his name again? Singer Chester Bennington is a singer of Linkin Park. I'm not going to show his picture again. I put it in the title. That's about it. We're going to go into that a little bit more. At least what I'm getting. Basically, I'm not going to be channeling because I don't feel, this is like a really bad joke, but, if you're murdered by the Illuminati, it's okay to channel you. I know it sounds terrible. But if you commit suicide, it's a little bit harder to connect with it. But of course, then again, what goes on there, I don't know if I went into this yesterday, but what happens is how these beings, I think I went into this anyway, whatever, I can't remember anything yesterday. Yeah, that's playing, whatever. I'm not sure if you heard that or not. But it's kind of distracting, actually. Okay, Google, shut down. I tried it, failed. I was going to try it again, just it's too distracting. Usually they do a voiceover and then they add the music later. That's probably be better. So anyway, basically what happens in fourth dimension, other dimensions, let's put it that way, how you are basically Illuminati can manipulate you that way. Basically, a lot of lower vibrational beings from lower astral are just there to hug you, just constantly make you depressed. They find a vulnerability within you, and they can just constantly hit at it. You can endure it or find help or whatever, and you get kind of tired of it, can't take it anymore, and then that's where suicide comes about. So that might have happened with Robin Williams, most likely something like that. But as for was an actual Illuminati hit, I can't make a connection to there. It could be. Or maybe the Illuminati just drove up to his door and knocked him out, whatever. I don't know anything about that. Linkin Park, who knows? He's very influential. I don't know if he's going to start talking about chemtrails or, kind of New World Order type of stuff, about the Illuminati and snakes and all the videos, Baphomets, whatever. I don't know if he was. I never really looked into any of that. I guess I should have. I'm trying to get away from the suicide topic, and I'm not doing a very good job of it, as you might see. But yeah, when someone famous like that does, of course, those that are. A reason I didn't put his name in the title of the other ones is like, no, I don't want to play that. Then somebody else asked me about it. It's like, okay, fine, I'll put it in the title. It's like, I don't really want to attract that crowd because they're just calling me a lunatic or whatever it is, and I'm not connected to anything. And be like us, be programmed like us. Be part of the program, be third density, and be part of the system. It's like, oh, I'm not interested in that. It's all right. I'll rather just be called insane. It's easier. Yeah, normal is it's like being a Nazi in some regard, in some ways, because they're just dicing you with brainwashing and You know, you're eating their stuff. You know, whatever. Of course, I'm eating their food too because there's not. I anyway. I'm working on the non-eating eventually. But anyway. Uh, anyway, the third density propaganda that's going on that everybody's been pretty much grown into. You know, so it's difficult, especially those that into the singer and all that. I'm not sure if he's like the Lincoln Park guy talks about symbolisms. I don't know anything about him. I probably heard his music somewhere, but I couldn't identify it for anything, so I don't listen to it. So anyway, so yeah, if there's like with Prince, he had a lot of stuff. You know, he said some stuff, and I guess it was an ode. I'm not sure what happened with that, but anyway. But as for what this guy is saying, I already forgot his name, the Linkin Park singer. Basically, message to his fan, we'll call it fans, people interested in his music, whatever you want to call them. I did connect to him as, let's see what he say. Something about, I mean, he calls himself like a poet. He wants to create other poets. Okay, he's here right now. He's sorry I let many people down. This is not the way he wanted to go. He doesn't want to glorify what he did. The last thing he wants is anyone to follow in those footsteps. I think I said that yesterday. I am seeing a goat around him. I am seeing like a Baphomet, meaning it didn't get full control over him as they would like to, but they did influence him in some ways. In some ways, I don't believe they had a full connection over him, but yeah, in some ways they made their not necessarily those in the band and even him in some ways. So he did fall for some of their traps, but not entirely. And basically, the idea is community. Find the artist within. That is, he was always for, soul connections. Find what makes you happy, and it's very difficult to do that in this environment. It's like many are having difficulties finding what they want to do with their life, but they are finding people that they love. They're finding community, and that's saying a lot. That's something. It's some people found the work they love, but they found nobody. So there's that too. So yeah, he let a lot of people down. It feels very bad. Yeah, he did kind of sneak in. It's like people aren't going to believe what he is saying right now. Yeah, it says something about reptilians are ruling the world, but not entirely. He's with his family now. Yeah, he's. I don't believe he's fully crossed over. Yeah, he's going through some stuff right now. I want to say he made it through lower astral, but I can't be 100% on that. He's just being heavily manipulated by. I'm seeing a lot of insectoids around him, actually brainwashing him. But he is surviving it. It's basically you're aware of these things grabbing onto you and doing stuff to. Like here, we can't see it, but they're doing it. There, you can see it. And third, in lower astral, you see him actually, putting things on you, throwing things into you, and crazy shit. Some people see it, most people don't. Yeah, he shows like an insectoid, like a spider. I don't believe it's happening to him, but it can grab onto your brain, onto your head, and really start doing stuff to you. A lot of people aren't going to believe in any of that. Yeah, they're going to go hide and just go watch South Park or something, and just forget any of this happened right here. Yeah, wonder why so many people are asleep right now. Wonder why. That's a real wonder. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe the real world's a little bit too weird, too real. Maybe it's too real. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So just go somewhere and be mad. That's usually how it works for humanity. About whatever you come up with, that will work. Whatever keeps your mind busy. Um, Actually, in some ways, being angry at it is actually some way of a form of healing, depending if you're willing to release it. If you're not, then it's not a healing. But if you're willing to release it, it is a form of healing. But that's up to the individual, of course. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll connect to him later. He's still in the kind of the trenches right now. So hopefully this will inspire other artists. Yeah, he does say something about artists to sing about these type of things. How serious it is. How serious depression is. Not about the, not about the reptilians. People aren't ready for that one. Some are. Most aren't. The singing reptilians. Yeah, why don't you sing about that? The singing reptilians. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice, but humanity would be a lot more fun to be around, that's for sure. But nope, they're taking the fun out of being alive, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, they take the fun out of a lot of things. Yeah, they throw sports at you, but there's so many other things you can connect with. Anyway, it's the way it is. It's fine. We're okay. That's why we have alcohol. It's not just third dimensional people that drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, but some people think I drink it anyway. Well, you have to connect to all this. I don't, but to get to this level, yeah. Anyway, it's just a joke. Sorry. I am feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. I was just worn out. Today, I'm still kind of out of it in some cases. So, if you have not noticed that, anyway, to liven things up a little bit, hopefully, I did see. Well, I went to Busch Gardens, did a video. Who knows when that'll be? Uh, yeah, the weather was perfect. Actually, it was rainy, but not too rainy. The weather was decent. It was 80s or something like that. It was nice. That's what you want when you go to these places. Instead, when you go there, it's freaking 90 degrees, feels like 100. And that is what happened last time I was there. It at least must have been 95, 96. It must have been. It's like one area was okay, the other area, not so much. Welcome to the oven. So anyway, try to avoid that at all costs. I bring a ice bucket, throw over my head. I never know. Anyway, I went to see Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. It wasn't bad. I'll go into more detail. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of. Yeah, I went to saw like 9 o'clock this morning. It's like 2.5, almost 2.5 hours. What is her name? Rihanna. She was in it for like 5 minutes, and it made no sense. It was that whole thing could have been cut out. They had stuff in there that made absolutely no. It looks great in trailer. The trailer looks absolutely great. Yeah, Daniel was it Dehan? He wasn't. That's Valerian, whatever his name is. He was all right. He wasn't all that. Anyway, it was fine. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And I forgot what this girl's name, but Laureline or whatever her name is. She had more character. Just didn't have a whole lot to do. Some of the stuff just made zero sense in the whole thing. And it cost a fortune to make this thing. So it's too bad that hopefully, it doesn't look like he's going to make its money back, which is too bad. Because it'd be nice to see more things like this. Even if it made no sense, it's still something. I'll go into a little bit more details in a second. Where are these people? I'm looking for. I guess I'll just go by this. These guys are in it. I have no idea who they are. I didn't catch that. But anyway, they're great. and there's not enough of them in it. You know, they should have had a lot more of them in it because it was really fascinating. So, and they're just awesome creatures, just great. So I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but what was missing was them. You know, they're actually the main story part. You know, they play a big part in it. But things they just I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. So anyway, it's good. It's 2.5 hours. Oh yeah, I fell asleep watching it. Unfortunately, when they're starting, actually, it was this scene when they're starting to give more plot details. I fell asleep. So you know, it's. I hope they can make more of these. I doubt it because it was so expensive when they made it. But you know, a lot of the beginning was great, and then it kind of got in the middle and it kind of got lost. It kind of just, you know, like a commander gets kidnapped, and it just kind of just, I don't know, it just kind of lost. It just kind of just the whole thing didn't make any sense. But anyway, you got out the middle. It's actually pretty decent. So and the ending was kind of didn't make any sense. But overall, I would recommend go to see it. If you can see it on Netflix when it comes out, it'd probably be on one of those. It's definitely. I believe this will have a following. Also, it's great though. I mean, it looks great. Yeah, the characters aren't that exciting, but I guess the guy that directed this, he's the one that made The Fifth Element. But he wrote this and directed, and sometimes writer and directors don't work out too well. So it shows that writing is not as easy as it might be. It's not, and it shows here. But the character, it's like the Galactic Federation of Light. 1,000 planets is kind of like a sector of the Galactic Federation of Light in some regard. They actually, I think they had something called the Human Federation, if I remember that right. Um, uh, Something like the Human Federation, which I thought that was interesting. So it has some stuff in it. So yeah, this is kind of a neat scene. But yeah, it had a great opening. It really did. But anyway, it's decent. You know, it'll keep you going. You know, hopefully I won't fall asleep in the middle of it again. But oh yeah, this is the scene. This is really awesome. And they go back to this a couple of times, and they could have had more of this type of world setting. It would have been really fascinating. Yeah, these beings are just excellent. So if they had a lot more of those beings, that would have been really very entertaining. But either way, it was still very good. Yeah, it had an odd beginning to it, but anyway. So either way, nothing's perfect. I guess it was made on a blue screen from what it looks like. So yeah, that's difficult shooting on a screen all the time. So yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's part of it. So yeah, this is definitely. I believe this will probably build a cult following somewhere. So anyway, all right. Those that are not aware of who I am, just go ivanteller.com. We have private sessions, and you can submit a $5 question if you like. I go as long as I can possibly go. This is another. You can come here to find out how spiritually connected you are, how verify some of the weirdness that's going on. We do Hangout, Skype, Zoom, and by telephone, and everything is recorded, as far as I can remember, as far as I know. Also have join the webinar if you're interested. And well, right now it's the best sign-up system we got. It's not very good, but anyway, it's the best we got right now. And also, you can submit a question and you'll receive an audio file. Or if you want to receive this transcript, there's also an alternative payment here also. And this is pretty much, and we also have Android and iPhone apps also, just so you can know what's going on. I still have not updated it, but either way, it's updated. I'm just going to add a Spirit Social to it. I haven't got around to it yet. Trying to keep my sanity first. Sanity first. This is Ivan Tower Services. Submit a question, past life regression healing, message from Yeshua, 5-minute healing, and channeling consulting. And also spiritual connections, one question from a day, chakra balancing from a day, and soul pain from Stephanie, and angelic Reiki from Miguel. There's also Amazon items. There's a couple of things on here that might be of interest. And yeah, this is a way to support this broadcast, or you can use a donation button if you want to keep things going. Whatever, yeah, if you like it, just whatever I like to do to keep things, keep it rolling, keep the show rolling. I do a video a day. Sometimes I do 2 videos a day, depending. Like I forgot where I just went to. What is that? Busch Gardens. I don't write anything. I just walk around, do a video, and then I leave. I do shoot whatever is there at the time. So anyway, though sometimes I upload that and then I do another video. We'll see how my energy is. Sometimes I just upload a theme park video and just leave it at that. It depends on how my energy level is. Right now, not so good. This happens when you have a full-time job and you're doing this. I got 2 jobs. And it gets you kind of wear yourself out. So doing what I can. As for free time and watching movies recently, I wanted to mention this also. I thought this is important. There's this thing called Patreon that people are all excited about. And one, for supporting your video, blah, blah, blah. Support, give me $1 a month or whatever it is. And you just keep producing stuff, helps fund things, which is a good idea. Problem is about Patreon is that if you do something they don't like, whatever it is, they can throw you off. No questions asked. You can't appeal it from what I see. Not to say I was ever going to get involved with it. I just want to put that out there. Most cases are probably fine. But then again, you never know. They might get weird. They're getting really popular right now because YouTube's screwing everybody over. And it's probably going to continue on. Yeah, whatever I was getting from YouTube wasn't much, but man, it dropped like 80%. Maybe more than that. Something like that. It went up a little bit, but not much. So yeah, it really. So yeah, these big YouTubers that are making a living off of it. Yeah, I see how if you have it cut by half, or 80 or 70%, that's a lot. So yeah, those are the million subscribers, and you're living off of it. Yeah, that's very difficult. It's quite understandable why they. I don't know what they make. I don't pay attention to it, but anyway. Only reason I'm putting it out there because I don't know. It's out there. It's huge. It's all over the place. Blah blah blah. But it's got some hair around it that's not good. So anyway, that's why I have donation or webinar membership or whatever. If you like to assist, help things out, much appreciated. If not, that's okay too. Either way, I'm still going to continue to do this. And theme park stuff. Now, some people like it, some people don't. The reason I do the theme park stuff because it might bring in somebody new, maybe 1 or 2 person or nobody. Who knows? You look up Busch Gardens, they find me being, a retard. It's like, okay, that's a psycho. See you later, or whatever. That's why I go to Disney and stuff just to get new people. I don't know. It's I don't know how many people are doing it. So coming up to the anniversary also happened in August. So we've been doing it for a year. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been something different. And sitting in a room and channeling all the time, you kind of lose your mind after a while. So it's nice to get out and do a video, something different, especially, of course, when I go out, I put sunscreen on and next thing you know, it's all in my eye. So that doesn't go too well. So anyway, let's wait. This, yeah, I try to stay away from outdoors. So I got a lot of vitamin D from being out in the sun, and I guess my eyes are still working. So, jeez, yeah, I don't work well outdoors. I just don't. And here I live in Florida. If I live in a cold environment, I think I work a lot better, but it doesn't get very cold here. Eventually, maybe I'll move to Iceland. Here we go. North Pole, even if it's not allowed. But anyway. All right. Anybody else that wants to come in that is, let's see, anybody else? Any, yeah, energy is like, not, it's all right. Let's see. Yeah, I've been getting up early in the morning, twice, yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll do a webinar. So, like, what, 5 hours and go to the job and sort of kind of sleep in. So, I'm still catching up in some regard. My energy level's actually getting a lot better. I'm still worn out, though. I'm always worn out, it seems. But anyway. Yeah, mine's always going, as you can tell. Let's see here. See how I channeled like 3 beings today at I don't remember what came through. I'm not remembering anything right now. I think the MIB came through and Arcturian came through. Reptilian from Alpha Centauri came through. So anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, for any of those that are new to all of this, this is the channel of the insane. So if you want sanity, there are plenty of other places on YouTube you can go. That's very frightening, actually. But whatever. It's easier to be asleep than awake. But then again, being awake is not that bad. It's weird. You gotta get used to it. It takes a while to let it all blend in, especially when you start connecting to astral. Then nothing makes any sense, at least in this environment. Not a bad thing. It's just some people aren't going to be used to it because they're used to the low vibrations. Let's see here. Let's see. Archangel Michael about suicide. The soul does go through transformation during a suicide process. It is showing also that the soul can split into 3 different energy. It can split. So there's 3 different versions of you. There's a light, medium, dark. It can vary. Some even speak other languages. The soul goes through a total different soul journey. He's also showing that out of the 3 souls, one of them usually goes through another incarnation instantly. And it's not usually very pleasant. One of them goes, I believe it's the middle one usually, but the one that's of the dark has to find a way to come into the light. And where that dark one goes is not being very clear. But he does say the soul splits into 3s. Well, he says even on the other side, a soul that has darkness around it can be on the other side. Not necessarily in the dark side of the other side, or in spirit, whatever you want to call the spirit world, whatever you want to call it. That means there's McDonald's there, which is very frightening. Anyway, that's very scary. We are so doomed. Anyway, God, is that the truth of it? Yeah, if I die and go see McDonald's everywhere, I don't know what I want to do. It's like, God, just to get away from all that crap. Hopefully the food's a lot better. But anyway, he's saying that there's, a place for darker souls, like the suicide energies, the depression, all just the ugly part of the soul goes into a healing chamber. They go through past life regressions or life review, past life regressions also. They're like separate from the rest of the world, but they're not put in a box or something, but they are put in a facility, but they have love. I mean, there's not there by yourself. There's They're just there to elevate your vibration, but also you have the free will to do whatever you want. Oh, it is the soul choose. But the soul, yeah, it's just many. Usually, family members are there also after a suicide. Usually, the family that are on the other side, or even the astral family comes over. But usually, the strongest ones are the ones that are already there. Because what happens that those that commit suicide, once again, we're on the subject forever. Uh, Even your loved ones that have already crossed over ages ago are here to assist you to cross over, to get you out of the lower astral, to get you into more of a positive environment. He is also. Why is he jump into that? He's showing some. He's showing me Jack the Ripper. Was a real person. Let's see here. Helped a lot of souls cross over. Not in that. Yeah, it was like a. I think he did a lot with. Didn't he do a lot with the guts and all that? He tore the body apart and stuff like that. That's very nice. You know, this is a very cheery. I'm trying to be as cheery as possible here. Anyway, because the reason I bring that up because it seems like he was a doctor in another incarnation. It's just his way of mutilating the body. It seems like he had like some kind of mental thing going on, obviously. But it seemed like he was a doctor in another lifetime. And he wasn't well there then either. He was very twisted then too. And this is part is like an experiment. It's really not good, but he does seem to be still roaming around London from what I'm feeling. There's a ghost of him around still. He doesn't fully. I mean, he's crossed over, but there's still a part of him that's still not very pleasant. People do connect to that still, just like Lucifer. They still connect to that in the lower vibration of Lucifer. I'm seeing that with Jack the Ripper also. Some people are trying to resurrect it. Yeah, unfortunately, serial killers and stuff like that are just trying to resurrect that energy. You can say it's from the elite energies. Yeah, I can say that. Just some just want to follow those footsteps. It's really not good. But anyway, the reason he is mentioning that is that the soul is always forgiven. That you're not going to be just tossed out, no matter who you are. Some souls go through a recycling of energy. You can go into source. I don't believe Jack the Ripper did that. I believe Jack the Ripper's. I believe so. Well, he's on the. There's something called Jack the Ripper on the other side right now. That's in a kind of like a healing chamber, like a somewhere that's very yeah, a part. Not many. I don't know. It's kind of like the land of nowhere. I mean, it's on the other side or in spirit, but it's kind of isolated in some regard. At least that's what I'm getting for this guy. Ed Gein is probably there too. You know, I'm just trying to make positive. You know, it's Saturday night. Yeah. Yeah, can we have anything a little bit more cheery? Jeez. Well, some people want to know about that stuff, so. Yeah, Ed Gein. Okay, we're not done yet. Ed Gein, you know, he's the Leatherface, check it, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, inspired all that. Yeah, lovely culture, pop culture. Lovely pop culture we have here. Archons will be very proud of that. Yeah. Oh, to go into a little bit lighter, how about Hitchcock? That's a little bit lighter, I guess. Yeah, he's kind of sadistic, but you know, he was the man of his time. So, uh, yeah, that was kind of a sick part of himself. But you know, who doesn't? He's sporty. But anyway, it was all fantasy. Last thing he wanted to do is, yeah, he was like fulfilling a lot of his own fantasies, which is really anyway. But for artistic sake, this was never something he would do for real. No, but exploring your dark side through art, which is nothing wrong with that. Problem is you get copied. Well, anyway, whatever. Anyway, nobody's perfect. He didn't just do it for money. Of course, he had to feed himself, but also did it for artistic. He just felt, yeah, this was his calling. Murder mysteries. He wanted to do other stuff, but most of those would probably fail from what I'm seeing from him. He wanted a second coming also. I mean, he wanted to live longer. What I'm getting, he wanted to live for another 100 years and change his style completely. But he figured most people aren't going to accept that. He couldn't live that long anyway. But part of him wanted to live on forever. Always, he enjoyed what he did, and yeah, the studio has changed a lot also, so most likely would not make it easier. It was already difficult being around him as it was. Yeah, it's funny. He was come back. Yeah, Hitchcock wants to come back as a woman and do the same thing over again. um, yeah, just make slasher movies or whatever. That's a joke. Yeah, he was. He did have some. I think at the end of his near the end of his, he had some sexual issues, at least because he was overweight. He had some fantasy with some of the actresses. He had some kind of, his name's been kind of dipped in mud a little bit, but he wasn't that bad. They kind of blew it up a little bit. But yeah, he wasn't. He did have a dark side. I think he did destroy Tippi Hedren's career. I think he did do that. Yeah, he's not proud of that. Yeah, he was just frustrated that he was overweight and he liked to work and he couldn't have the best of both worlds. And so he made some mistakes. He's not perfect, so yeah, he's going to get some karma for that too because he did destroy her career. Yeah, he didn't want anybody. Nobody would hire her ever again. If you look up Alfred Hitchcock, Tippi Hedren, I don't know. Does any of this matter? Not really, but anyway, we're trying to liven things up. We're not doing a very good job, but we're trying to liven it up anyway. Yeah, so he's gonna get some karma for that. I do feel that, but I think they made their peace. She might be still kind of bitter at him, which is quite understandable. So he's gonna go through some stuff. I'm not sure where. I know he's gonna reincarnate here. Uh, yeah, I don't see him coming back here. He had his fun. But for the most part, yeah, his life was never easy because of his weight issue. It was always in the sexual part because of his weight. He just part of him couldn't fulfill what he wanted to fulfill. He can't have everything. It's like you want the brains and the technique that he had, or the genius, or do you want the flamboyant lifestyle? He wanted both, but obviously didn't have time for both. It wasn't, and that's another reason for his the weight situation, so he could focus on the creative. Because if he was looking like Cary Grant, most likely he'll be jumping from hotel room to hotel room. Most likely with actresses, I can see him doing that. Part of him will. Most of it's devoted to his wife, but it's a part of him that has like a kinky side. So but for the most part, he lived through his films, through the fantasy of his films. Most, this has mostly a blonde in the Hitchcock films, so he lives his fantasies there. So yeah, I do see him like he has another side to him, obviously. But who doesn't have? He doesn't have. No, nobody's perfect. Uh, but yeah, he's seen as one of the greatest, directors of all time, at least in our time. 500 years ago, it might be a different story, but right now it's one of the greatest. So he's like, why would you give that up? Never. So, yeah, he created a lot of stuff for cinema that was never like the 1920s. He much adored that time. It was a time of great creativity, and he just added on. He's one of the few that survived the 1920s. I think, yeah, he was around 1930s, something like that. I think 1930, yeah, 1939. He made, I forgot what the name of it was, but the 39 Steps, I do know some. I think it was 1939. It was something like that. 39 Steps. I think that was the first. Yeah, that was had sound. But he does come. He did come from the silent age, though. Yeah, I do some. I knew some stuff about him. Yeah, he created The Lodger. It was about. Uh, that's why this subject matter came up. The Lodger. It's a silent movie. It's about Jack the Ripper. Basically, it's a guy. It's a hotel, and this strange guy keeps coming. I think it's a hotel or maybe it's an apartment. I forget, but they have all these murders going on, and this strange guy just they suspect that he's the one that's causing all of it. So that's basically. I don't know if I haven't seen it, but anyway. Yeah, he made a movie about called Rebecca. I probably don't. Anyway, so yeah, he's inspired Spielberg and every practically at least most of the directors probably still. Uh, so yeah, why would you trade that in? Let's see, anything else? Anything else for your history buffs or movie buffs? He's on the other side part. I see him dressed up like a clown. So he's in Astral screwing around with people. I do seem like an elephant. At least that's a visualization as one of them. An elephant wearing a tutu. Anyway, he's screwing around basically. But I believe he's mostly in spirit. See him as mostly Palladian, actually. Mostly Palladian. There might be others. Reptilian, yes. Yes, but very Palladian. Like, Reptilian to a certain degree, no. His wife is more Arcturian. And let's see here. I know this is not super interesting. Anyway, it's movie night. Yeah, he did know of the Illuminati energies. He was aware of it. At least the mind control that went on to Hollywood, obviously. Yeah, the Illuminati is Hollywood is the Illuminati's pin. They pin out their agendas. Especially it was very racist, it was very white people. Very Illuminati-esque. Basically, yeah, that was definitely done by design. Well, that's your television, another form of programming. So it's another like form of religion. Entertainment is another form of religion, definitely. People become its follower, right? You become a lover of film, right? Become its follower. So you follow it. You might not connect to all of it, but you connect to quite a bit of it. It's basically telling you how to be a human, tell you how to be. Television is the biggest program of them all, but it's definitely with movies is music can only do so much. The television is the big hypnosis engine. But yeah, everybody buys one willingly and just be programmed. You just turn it on and you program yourself. Program your kids on and on and on. Eventually, I do see that programming changing to more of a fourth density environment. It's just going to take a while. I do see it happening. It finds its way in. It'll just slowly find its way. It'll be attractive enough for people who's like, whoa, that's really crazy, and it'll just start flowing, and it's flowing and flowing and flowing. It'll come and go at first. It'll just come in. People will just reject it. That's crazy. Pop in and out, and it'll start becoming more trendy of what's going on here. So even like there's a film called Eyes Wide Shut. They didn't talk about it. The Illuminati was in it basically. Like, what was his name? The director was Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick. Just conveniently got assassinated, or I'm sorry, died before the movie came out. And it does seem like they did take him. He showed too much. Basically, Tom Cruise, before he goes all sci-fi, he was kind of in there, kind of out, but now he's, anyway. He goes to this mansion. He wears a mask, and he sees a bunch of weird, stuff that's going on pretty much. Pretty much the Illuminati orgy, basically. So, and this Stanley Kubrick. So, the reason I'm bringing that up is I see some, for density type of, even Illuminati, some controversial stuff will start finding itself into media. And film and books, all that's good, If they want to believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. They're putting it out there. Let people feel it out. It'll be controversial at first. It'll just start popping in here and now. Over time, it'll start becoming more the norm, and humanity will change eventually. It's different. It's different forms. Religion's an interesting one. How long is that going to be? I mean, that's like nailed into our environment, isn't it? So removing that's going to be another removing. Oh, well, I want to call it removing religion. Yes, um, I think that'd probably be a good idea. I think the channeling today was about combining them all, something like that, but removing a lot of the stuff. I don't know if it went into that, but anyway, removing a lot of the negative programming. So yeah, community is great. It's just all the fear mongering that's built into it. They kind of connect the angels. Catholics do, but they talk about them. But all of a sudden, the angels just kind of zipped away, right? No, they never really left. They're still here. So there's a lot of opening up. I mean, how many churches really say, okay, we're going to connect to the angels? A message from the angels. I doubt many do that. Of course, the metaphysical churches do, but what about organized religion? Probably not. So, and if they did, it'd probably be programmed. It'd be some kind of something not healthy, probably. Most likely, it could be something not healthy. So, well, it takes time. It's like another thing. Yeah, before I go, same thing with like channeling, even channeled messages. Even if you don't agree with it, it doesn't really mean it's bad. It's like even if it's like I'm not really connecting to that. It's like there's different levels for everybody. Some people need this type of channeling. Some need this type. Some need this type. Da, 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 da. I don't think there's such thing as a wrong, even if you don't feel comfortable with it. Like everybody needs their dose of message, wherever works for them. So even if it's like I'm not really connecting to that, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just not for you, and some get picky about what comes through. Yeah, because sometimes the messages can be very like really off. It's like, but like with Bashar talking about the economy going to crash and all of that. Yeah, it can throw some people off, but not to say everything he's doing is wrong. No, but it was wrong about that. But anyway, it's just anyway, it's just whatever. So I think it's take whatever that feels right from wherever source it feels right. Okay, I can't talk anymore. Okay, I think I've done enough to the world, not enough to Saturday night. So, all right, blessings, everyone. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for supporting the channel and the broadcast and donations, sessions, viewing, sharing. Thank you. I know I'm not part of Facebook very much. I'll send my other aspect over there to do something on there. I've been working on other stuff quietly, so it's been taking a lot of my energy. So I know it doesn't take much on Facebook. I just have not felt Facebook. I just have not felt it. So, all right, take care, everyone, and have a great weekend. What's left of it.